Hey, it's your girl Key, and welcome to the very first episode of Wine Me Up, where we cultivate vibes over wine. I want to title this episode "Allow Me to Reintroduce Myself" because I feel like for a long time people have had the wrong narrative of me, and I may have had the wrong narrative about myself. I feel like I was putting myself into the world as somebody that I truly wasn't. So that's what this episode is going to be about. My producers are going to ask me some questions, and I want to get straight into some answers so that you guys can finally see who I am and not the person that you see on Instagram or not somebody that you may have seen on the side of the street arguing with her man, but somebody that has feelings, emotions, and somebody that has a story. What inspired me to start in this podcast? So this podcast originally wasn't named Wind Me Up. This podcast originally was named On My Mama. It was a podcast that I had with my sister, and she ended up going to Texas. She ended up doing what was best for her, of course. Whoop whoop, praises to my sister. But this podcast started off there. I feel like the podcast has evolved into Wind Me Up through some trials, through some errors. But the true inspiration of this show is because I feel like I have a talent. I feel like the way that I am able to articulate myself, the way that I feel like I am able to enter a conversation and truly be disarming to people, be someone that is able to motivate, be somebody that's able to encourage, be somebody that you don't have to worry about being judged no matter what it is. I feel like that's who I am, and I feel like that's my gift. I feel like my gift has turned into my passion, and my passion has turned into my purpose. So honestly, life has inspired me. The things that I've went through in life, the relationships that I've had, the friendships that I've had, my testimony has inspired me, and I want to be able to be a vessel to show people who I am, to show people, and honestly to show myself who I am, to show myself who I am in front of a camera, so that when I may not be feeling my best, I can look back and I can say, you know what, Key, look what you did. You said that you was going to do this, and you did this, because it's a gift. That's what inspires me. So this show is going to be this show is going to be about having uncomfortable conversations that I feel like a lot of women want to have, but a lot of people are scared to have. This is going to be a show, or this is a show where you can feel comfortable, whether it's talking about intimacy, whether it's talking about relationships, whether it's talking about friendships, whatever you feel on your chest. This is like a safe space for you. It's a safe space for uncomfortable conversations. It's a space where you can drink wine and you can just pop shit. If you want to get on this couch and you want to start talking about what somebody did to you, cool, baby. Let's chat. If you want to get on this podcast and you want to start talking about things that you feel like are deep within your heart and you just need somebody to give you insight, or you need somebody to motivate, or you need somebody to just inspire you, I'm here for it. That's what you got me here. That's what you got me here for, to be a guide. How has my personal life basically influenced me into being the go-to person for the show? Is that the question?
Yes.
Okay. So growing up, I didn't really have a lot of friends. Growing up, I didn't really have a lot of relationships. I'm just gonna say I didn't have a lot of relationships because I was always the quiet kid in the corner. I knew a lot of people, and a lot of people knew me, but I didn't really care to have conversations. I was very observant. I'm an observer. I sit back, I analyze, and my brain starts to process. Growing up, I didn't really have someone that I could go to have these conversations with, or to look up to. I have an older sister, but I don't feel like me and my older sister, we have like a age difference, an age gap. So I didn't have that when I was younger, when I was growing up. I didn't have that. That's what this is about. This is about me being that for other people. Me being that guide for other people. Me being the go-to person for other people. Me going through a lot of things in my life. Me having a testimony of going through some really fucked up shit in order to be a spokesperson for you. I think I need a drink. What have I gone through to bring me to the point of where I am now? That's what my brain is understanding the question as. I've been through a lot of things in my life, nothing in specific that I feel like I'm ready to share because I'm still currently going through it. I'm going through things, I'm going through growing pains. What I will say is I feel like everybody goes through the same thing, just in different seasons. We all have low valleys. We all have relationship problems. We all have finances. We all have all of these different things. So it's not, I'm not going to sit on this couch and say that it's like a woe me thing. Like, oh my gosh, you've went through so many things in life. I just want to be the person that you can look up to. And when I'm ready to share some of the things that I've been through, I'll sit on this very couch and I'll share these things. I've just been through a lot of fucked up shit that I thought that people who truly loved me or people that truly had my back would have been there. And they weren't. And I was left alone. I was left alone to cry. I was left alone to figure out life. I was left alone, pick my fucking panties up and figure out life, to figure out what the fuck I was doing with myself. I've been through some things that have given me strength. I've been through some things that a lot of people would have folded under. A lot of people would have folded under a lot of things that I've been through. But I'm still here. My life is literally a living testimony. I feel like life is literally a journey. I feel like, yeah, I've been through things, but everybody has. Life is literally, you pick up your britches, you pick up your panties, and you keep going. So yeah, I am. I'm going through things, I'm growing through things, and I'm getting through things, and I'm finding my strength, I'm finding who I am, I'm finding my voice. I literally just went to school on Wednesday, and I broke down to two of my teachers because I was like, you know what, I feel like a lot of the things that I've been through in my life have really put me in a position of feeling alone or feeling uninspired or feeling unmotivated, just feeling like, what the fuck am I even doing this for? And my teachers had to remind me that that's literally life. Life is about eating those lessons. Life is about eating the things that you've gone through, eating the things that you made, eating the things that your partners or that your friends may have gone through, so that you can be that person for them, so that you can be that strength for them. I'm not going to sit on this couch and say that my life has been terrible, because it has not. I have had blessings. I am a blessing myself. I am a testimony. So am I going through things? Yes. Am I getting through them? Fuck yeah. Have I had a hell of a week? Yes. But my life isn't bad. And I want more people to start shifting their reality to life. Life is not downs. Life is not just getting kicked and taking it. Life is about picking it up and going with it. Life is about learning through these lessons. Eating these lessons, literally eating them. Okay, I've been through something. Okay, what's next? Okay, I had a fucked up day. I'm sorry for keep cursing, but okay, I had a terrible day. Okay, tomorrow gonna be a blessed one. So yeah, I've been through things, but we all have. Oh, that's easy. My biggest failure has been this show. It has been this podcast, for sure. I can tell you that with a straight face. I have tried this show 4 times. I have failed flat on my face 4 to 5 times. Every single time. This show was literally recorded 2 weeks ago, and I was acting like somebody that I am not. I was being somebody that truly I am not. I am literally the sweetest person that I know, and I'm saying that gracefully. I'm saying that humbly. And just 2 weeks ago, I fell flat on my face. But who you see here sitting right here right now? Me. My biggest failure is literally my biggest blessing. Honestly, my biggest failure is feeling like I've done this so many times. Why can't I get this right? Why is my life going the way that it's going? Why is everything so heavy on my back? And I feel like God literally looked at me and said, "Girl, eat that. You got stuff to do. Eat that. You got stuff to you got a generational curse to break. You got some financial issues that you have to be the person in your family that's gonna pull through and that's gonna make it. You gotta be the person that's gonna change the financial trajectory of your family. You gotta be the person that's gonna say, you know what, I done been through some things, but I'm gonna go through some things and I'm gonna keep going through some things and I'm gonna keep eating these wins. I'm gonna keep eating these W's, because life isn't just about winning. And I hate the perception that people have of, soon as life gets bad, oh my gosh, life is just so terrible. Life is just so terrible. No, it's your perspective. It's your perspective. It's not just, life isn't just kicking on you. I'm sorry to tell you, baby, you are not the only person in this world. This world does not revolve around you. There are other people in this world going through things worse than you. Try having a conversation with them. Try getting out of your feelings for 1 second and being somebody that you could be proud of, being somebody that your kids can be proud of, being somebody that you can look back 10 years down the line and say, you know what, I'm happy I didn't fail. I'm happy I didn't give up. I'm happy. I'm happy that I picked up my britches, and I'm happy that, you know what, it was all worth it. That's my biggest failure. That's my biggest success. And I feel like even if this show doesn't do what I pray it does, even if the show doesn't, I'm following my purpose. This show is my destiny. And it's going to be some episodes where you're going to be looking at me like, girl, what did you talk about? First of all, who was you even talking to? It's going to be some episodes where you're going to be looking at me like, oh my gosh, I love her so much. Oh my gosh, who is this cool, sexy ass girl? It's gonna be some episodes where I'm gonna be popping shit. It's gonna be some episodes where you're gonna see me live my life through this camera. And I feel like this is a gift within its own. Because not everybody can sit on this couch and be vulnerable. Not everybody can sit on this couch and answer these questions that you're asking and still say, you know what, it's worth it. Because it is. Can I tell you about a woman who has greatly influenced my life? Yeah, I can. Right now I'm in school. I'm in Miami Media School. Shout outs to y'all. I'm in Miami Media School and I have a teacher named Miss Joanna. When I got to this school, things were a little bit rocky. I was going through things. I was fighting, as we all are. And I guess Miss Joanna saw something in me because she pulled me to the side and she prophesied over my life. She basically said, it's your season. And I don't want to quote the scripture wrong, but she mentioned Esther that's in the Bible. And she basically said, it's your season. If this is what God has for you, if this is where you feel like God has positioned you in your life, go for it. And no matter what is going on, no matter how I feel, I know that if I pick up that phone and I teams Miss Joanna, I know that she'll inspire me. And it's not necessarily just what she says, but it is who she is. She is a teacher that's very graceful. She's a teacher that I can look up to. She's a teacher that is very inspirational. She's a teacher that's very encouraging and motivational. And I even told her that a few days ago. Like, I don't think that you realize the power that you have or the way that you have inspired me, but you have.
How do you handle criticism or negative feedback?
I don't, because fuck y'all. Honestly, because fuck y'all. Honestly. Because, like I said, not everybody can sit on this couch and answer these questions. Not everybody can walk throughout life and find her style and find who she is without feeling like, ooh, let me hide. Let me put on this jacket. Let me figure out. No, girl, fuck y'all. I love y'all to death. I love y'all down. But if you first of all, I don't feel like a lot of y'all have the confidence, the cojones, the nuts to stand in front of me and give me the same things that y'all may say online. I don't, and I'm not saying I'm the toughest, but baby, let's be for real. A lot of y'all can criticize people on this internet, but you couldn't tell me that face to face. And if you could, kudos to you. You'll probably get slapped in your mouth for it, but kudos to you for finally having the balls to be who you are. Thank you for being a hater in my face. And I'll address you as such. So how do I deal as far as criticism? If it's coming from somebody that I love criticism because I love to feel like, okay, there's room for me to grow. I love to see my friends and my family say, you know what, Key, you can do this. You can do that. You can change this. You can change that. Okay, fine. I submit to that. I can be better. I can do better. But if it's coming from somebody on the internet, baby, what a mean one. Fuck you. That's how I deal with criticism. I don't. Oh, that is a loaded question. What do people most commonly misunderstand about me? That's a loaded question. I feel like people think that I'm not going to say mean, but standoffish. And I'm not. I'm literally probably one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet in your life. What I am is, like I told you guys earlier, I'm an observer. I observe a room before I walk into it. I observe a room while I'm in it. So if you think that I'm being standoffish, I probably am, because I'm trying to see who I'm around. I'm trying to peep the energy. I'm trying to peep the vibes. I'm trying to allow my discernment to kick in and tell me this person is worth having a conversation with, or Key, you might not want to have that conversation. I think for a long time people have thought that I was mean or aggressive, standoffish, just all around somebody that wasn't a nice person. And I'm not gonna lie, I fell into it. I fell victim to it, because I'm like, okay, so if everybody thinks this about me, if everybody is saying that I'm such a this person, maybe I truly am. And I fell into it. Like, okay, y'all think I'm that? Baby, let's play. You think you finna eat? Let's cook, baby. I'm gonna show you who I really am. I'm gonna show you the exact person that you want me to be. And I feel like I was convicted because it's like, that's not who you are. Girl, you love people. You are sweet. You are kind. I will literally give somebody the shirt off of my back. Literally. No cap, bro. I'm like the sweetest person that I know, and I'm saying that humbly because I know a lot of people. And I know a lot of people who say that they're sweet, and I know a lot of people that want to perceive like I'm such a generous person or I'm so but you're not. You go home and you cry about it, or you post it on social media, or you do weird stuff. If it's not genuine, baby, that's not who you really are. A lot of people aren't genuine. I'm genuine. If you see me being a bitch today, baby, I'm being a bitch today. And what happened? What about it? Hi, how are you? If you see me being sweet today, hi, how are you? You look good today. You smell nice. So I am who you want me to be. Life is all about perception. If you think I'm a B word, I probably am. If my podcast could be remembered for one thing, what would it be? Um, I'm gonna say strength. I'm gonna say strength because it takes a lot to go through what I went through as far as this podcast and still pick this camera up and still sit in front of y'all, make mistakes, make errors, and still be like, I'm here. It takes a lot of strength to go through some of the things that I've went through and still feel like, no, I have something to give to this world and I'm not going to stop until I give it. It takes a lot of strength to stand in front of this camera or to sit in front of this camera and be vulnerable and be me, all of me, weird me, quirky me, me that literally, if my brain tells me to do something, if my brain tells me right now to scream, I gotta scream because my brain told me to do it. It takes a lot of strength to be you. It takes a lot of vulnerability. So my podcast, this show, I want it to be free, honestly. Not just something that you can come on here and talk about sex. Not something that you can just come on here and think you're gonna get drunk with me because no, that's not what this show is about. I don't believe that God put me in this position to be messy. God don't bless no mess. And if I have literally even told the production company that I'm working with, shout out to y'all. I have literally told y'all, like, if you see me not being myself and you know me and you know I'm not being me, tell me. Tell me. Because this is a space of vulnerability. This is a space of strength. This is a space of freeing, being comfortable, being you in whatever aspect that may be. If you want to come on here and pop it, pop it. Be respectful when you pop it, but pop it. I want to be known for being free because I'm free. I've been chained up for so long. I've been chained to who people thought I was for so long. Now I feel like I'm finally here and I'm finally her. And can't nobody take that away from me. Because what God has given me, nobody can take that away from me. Oh, I gotta pull up for that. Oh, that was a good question. That was a good question. Describe change. Change to me is being confined and being conformed to what society has made me to be. Society has made me out to be someone who is anything but who I am. Change to me means I'm not, I'm free. I'll say that. I'm free because I truly, genuinely don't care about what anybody has to say to me that isn't from a space of love. I'm free of feeling conformed to being anybody that I am not. I am free to fail. I am free to pick myself up, cry about it, and do it all over again. I'm free to lose. I'm free to win. I'm free to live life. I'm free to be a fuck up. I'm free to be somebody that is me. It's me. Sarcastic, witty, sexy, funny, beautiful, weird, odd, standoffish, whoever. I'm free to be me in whatever capacity that means in front of this camera. So if you see me being one way, okay, and what about it? I'm free to be me. How about you sit on the couch and do the same thing? You can't, because it's not your vision. And if you were to sit on this couch and if you were to do the same things that I'm doing, it won't be blessed in the same mannerism that I am. Because this isn't just something that I just woke up and invested in. This isn't something that I just said, okay, I'm gonna do a podcast tomorrow. We know how people is. Everybody feel like as soon as you get a mic, you got something to say. And that's the problem right there. Because not everybody need to sit in front of this camera and say what they need to say. Because some of y'all be a little off. But that's neither here nor there. So when I say free, I'm free to fail. I'm free to live. I'm free to love. I'm free to be me. Do I feel like I'm evolving in my podcast? Of course. To be very honest with y'all, I feel like I'm in my peaking season, which is crazy because I literally just prayed about this a few days ago. I was asking God, like, what season am I in? Because I feel like on one side, I have no control over anything that's happening. And on the other side is chaos. And on the other side is beauty. On the other side is just like, Lord, what are you doing right now? And I asked God, like, Lord, what are you doing with me right now? I'm confused. I'm lost. Please help us, sister. Help me. Help me, help us. And he showed me, like, you're in your peaking season. And I feel like a lot of people peak. And for those that don't know what peaking means, peaking to me means like finding you, like finding your higher self. I feel like I'm in my peaking season because I'm finding my style. I'm finding out who I am. I'm finding my boundaries. I'm saying yes to everything, literally. I'm in my peaking season. So whatever that means is what it means. I'm adventurous right now. I'm figuring out life right now. So yes, to answer your question, yes. The basis of the show is freedom. And I didn't know that prior to me sitting here. Before I sat here, I thought that the vision behind this show was going to be something totally different. I literally have it in my phone as something totally different. But as I'm sitting here realizing, like, this is really freeing. It's freeing to be in an area and to be in a space with people that truly know you or truly are getting to know a different side of you, like the true you, and sitting in front of this camera like, okay, y'all, I'm gonna do this. If I mess up, tell me. It's freeing to feel like, even without this wine, even with me just being high off of life, it's freeing to feel like it's me. It's me. And that's what the show is about. Being you. Being the authentic version of you. Being vulnerable you. Being crybaby you. Being waterbag you. Being sexy you. Being aggravating you. Being you that talk to yourself in the corner sometimes. Just being you. That's what this show is about. Finding your voice. And being you. Outside of this show, I'm a safe space. I'm very disarming. I'm very calming, cool. I can be that, but I'm not. 99.9% of the time, I'm very safe. I'm very, you okay? You want to talk about it? You want some wine? You want some liquor? You want to go out? What you want? What you want to do? What you want to talk about? I'm very safe. This show is me. It's, okay, you a little fucked up today. Let's sit on this couch and let's talk about it. This show is therapy for not just my guests, but for me. Me being able to watch this show maybe a week or two, because Lord knows my production company is not going to let me watch this episode when it comes out because I am a perfectionist. Me being able to watch this show maybe 2 or 3 weeks down the line and saying, "Hey, you did it. You finally did it. Clap for yourself." Because I haven't had anybody to clap for me in such a long time, and now I can literally look at myself and say, "Key, look, you did it. You finally did it by yourself, not with nobody else on this couch, not feeling like you had to hire a bunch of people, not feeling like you had to hire or you had to have this big extravagant studio that I have been praying for. The things that I have seen my father do in my life for the past couple of months, can't nobody tell me he not real. I have a production company that I didn't even know was even a production company. I have a studio that I didn't even know was going to be a studio. I'm in school doing the very things that I thought that I could never do. I literally thought I could never be who I am because I had felt so shamed to be me. Because we all know when you go on social media, when you go on TikTok, when you go on Instagram, when you go on all of these things, you see the glitz and glamour of people. And that is not life. I need people to see that. That is not life. Instagram is not life. TikTok is not life. It's not. And the sooner that you realize that your life is precious, that you are beautifully and wonderfully made, every single part of you, every flaw, every dent, every bump, everything is beautifully and wonderfully made. And the sooner you realize that, the sooner you will see like, oh, okay, I see what Key doing. I see it. She doing the same thing I'm doing, just in front of a camera. I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of something that's freeing. Growing up, I am an athlete. Once an athlete, always an athlete. Around maybe 10 or 11 years old, I was a track runner. A lot of people know this about me. They know that I'm fast. They know that I'm athletic and I'm all of these beautiful things. But when I was like 10 or 11, I went to the Junior Olympics. That was something major for me. And I was proud in that moment because, yeah, your girl got first place. I did. And then I went to the actual Olympics and got second place. But we're not going to talk about that because second place don't count. And it counted to some people. It counted to me. It counted to me sometimes because I was the person getting second place. So trust me, I know. But the proudest moment to me was completing something in full. When I read books, it's in full. When I do things, it's in full. I literally did track and field in full to the point where I started and I finished in first and second place. That was something that was so beautiful to me. And I look back at it like, you don't even know what you was doing. Maybe back then I was like, oh, this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. But me now, an athlete, what are you talking about? First place over hundreds and hundreds of people? That's crazy. That's crazy. And if you don't believe me, you can check me out. You can check it out. I was putting dust in these hoes, okay? Way back then, I was still that girl. And another proud moment, not of me, but of someone that is in my near and dear circle, is my dad. I ran track full, did what I had to do, and every single race, I'm gonna try not to cry, but every single race I did, my daddy was there. Every race. My daddy was cheering me on in the crowd. He was being like the best supporter that I could ask for. He was being a father before I even knew what really being a father was. He was being a father and a friend. Because he didn't have to do the things that he did, but he did it. And even still to this day, like, my dad is somebody that I can call on no matter what the situation is. About this podcast, about work, about school, about anything. I know that I could call my dad. So my proudest moment led to me realizing the severity of the relationship that I had with my dad. The relationship that I have with my dad is probably like the proudest thing that I can actually hold on to, honestly. Yeah. We done?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Can't relax.
Woo woo!